Welcome to tonight's meeting. Would you join me in the pledge of the flag, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Lynn, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Gaylord?
Here.
Olivia?
Here.
Mr. Dusinski?
Here.
Ms. Sagan?
Here.
Mr. Schreiber?
Here. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the July 21st meeting.
Moved. Second.
Any corrections, changes, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 is appoint Christopher Ordway as Buildings and Grounds Department crew leader effective today. Entertain a motion.
Moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3 is consider fence waiver for 8 Miguel Lane. Entertain a motion for that? To approve it?
Second.
Jason?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah. I did.
Number 3. Hey, we're on a
I
roll
did,
here.
okay. Let's do the fence and we'll go back up to one.
Yep.
I have no problem with the fence waiver there. We've got a 20-foot easement in the backyard. I talked to Casey about imposing some post limitations in these. Other than that, we should be fine.
Is this one that will be removable as we have? Okay.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Back up to item number 1, accept and award the bids for Snowdale Drive Community Development Project. Entertain a motion to that effect.
Moved.
You've got Jason's letter here outlining the range of bids from $162,000 up to $241,500. He has contacted the low bidder, McGinnis Nelson Construction. They are confident they can do the job for that money, and they understand the requirements of community development. So Jason is recommending that we award to McGinnis Nelson Construction in the amount of $162,000. Any more discussion?
Jason, have you ever worked with them in the past at all?
I worked with them on the site development side back in my former career. There's some projects that Drake's on Mallard Lane. Yes, I'm familiar with their work.
You feel comfortable with them? Okay.
That means they've been in business a long time. You left it there.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, approve retirement agreement and release for employee number 66 is provided by legal counsel and accept the resignation of John Lamonche effective August 30th. Entertain a motion to that effect.
Moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Teresa, you're up.
In your boxes are copies of the July to August 2021 assessors report with multiple attachments. The State Office of Real Property Tax Services has certified the final equalization rate at 100% for the town of Van Buren's 2021 assessment roll, and that's attached to your report. Next year processing was completed by the county on July 2nd, and work on the 2022 assessment roll has begun. And this includes creating new parcels, such as trademark, and eliminating inventory and exemptions, etc. The town of Van Buren has received no small claim filings for 2021. The town of Van Buren has received 2 Supreme Court filings for 2021, which are repeats. Village Green Apartments, which filed each year from 2018 to 2021, and the Comfort Inn filed each year 2020 to 2021. The state has issued the final star exemption corrections report prior to the printing of the school bills. Changes to the final roll have been made as indicated on that report. Our senior citizen exemption renewals for 2022 will be completed during August with mailing scheduled for September. And as always, the deadline for exemption renewals for new applications is March 1st of each year. The State Office of Real Property Tax Services has recertified the amounts for the basic star and the enhanced star exemptions for 2021. Assessments have increased because market values have increased, and this increase has resulted in the state recertification of the star exemption amounts, and that's also attached. And the Onondaga County Assessors Association will be holding their annual August meeting / picnic, which we didn't have last year, at the Buren Park, and that will be on Tuesday, August 24th. And attached to your report is the equalization rate certification at 100%. The second page shows the equalization rates for Onondaga County and the percent change in the level of assessment. And if you recall that list I gave you the last time, both the town of Clay and the town of Tisco are the oldest revaluation towns. They were prior to 1974. And you can see they have the lowest equalization rates in the county because of that. And you can see that even though the town of Clay equalization rate changed very little, and also in the Tisco, their percent change of the total levy for county and school taxes when it's apportioned has increased by 7.63% in the town of Clay and 2.15% in the town of Tisco. So even though their assessments haven't changed, the amount of the levy that's going to be their share of the pie, if you will, has increased because assessments have gone up. The next page shows that level in a change in a level of assessment factor, and that happens whenever assessments increase by more than 5%. The state has to recalculate the amounts for exemptions, and you can see that. Also attached is the letter certifying that they actually had previously said we were at 100%, and they had to adjust our exemptions because our amounts were up greater than 5%. And you can see the amounts attached, for the enhanced star and the basic star because of that. And the last 3 pages are a flyer actually on the state website for property owners regarding equalization rates. And I'm just going to hit a couple high points for you. Equalization rates, the formula is the total assessed value of the municipality divided by the total market value of the municipality, and that equals your equalization rate. And for equalization rates at 100%, most likely a reassessment was conducted in recent years. Equalization rates less than 100%, the lower the equalization rate, the longer it has probably been since the last reassessment. And that was proven with those equalization rates for Tisco and Clay. Equalization rates greater than 100%, property values may have decreased since the last reassessment, but assessments were not adjusted downward. And so those are some of the things that go on with equalization rate. Each municipality determines its own level of assessment, and this is in contrast to most states that require one level of assessment statewide. And because of that, the state has to use these equalization rates. In order to distribute school taxes or county taxes among multiple municipalities, the level of assessment of each municipality must be equalized to a full market value. So even though you're not assessing it full value, you are equalized for full value for school purposes and for county purposes, so that the taxes are distributed equally. And an important thing to remember, equalization rates do not correct unfair assessments within a municipality. Equalization rates measure the level of assessment for the entire community. They are not intended to correct unfair individual assessments in a city or town. And it states that the more frequently properties are reassessed based on current market values, the more likely that it will be the assessments are fair. And it goes on to say property owners have a role to play with grievance and kind of the role. And last but not least, determination of equalization rates affect determination of ceiling, railroads, and agricultural values, as well as other exemptions such as veterans. and the determination of the level of the star exemptions, which is the previous attachments. And also in the town of Van Buren, because we have a host agreement with Onondaga County for the landfill site. These change in level of assessment factors each year result in the town of Van Buren having an adjustment from the county based on those changes in assessment. Question?
Any questions for Teresa?
So basically, Van Buren is operating correctly at 100%.
Yes, and 100%, there's benefits to that. They adjust your exemptions if they go up, it's easier for property owners to understand. We get utility advisories every year. We request them because we're doing a reevaluation each year. So utility properties are assessed every year, by the state. If you're not at 100%, you don't get those. And, our host agreement, our exemption amounts, and the thing that most people don't understand, when the state determines that, like in the town of Clay, their equalization rate hasn't changed a whole lot, but their portion of that county bill and, shared school districts has gone up by, 6 or 7%, that affects the tax rate. And then that goes on to the tax bill. And the first inclination that a property owner has that something's changed is that tax bill, which is after informals, it's after grievance day, it's after small claims. They don't know it's even coming. They have a tax bill, and then they get to pay that. And then if they're unhappy, they have to wait another whole year before they can come in. So by keeping at market value across the board each year, property owners know that ahead of time, and the tax rates are more stable because of that, because we're not seeing that swing of based on those equalization rates.
Any other questions? Thank you, Teresa.
Yep.
Okay, I have a pencil in number 6 and number 7. Number 6, you'll recall, we approved hiring Easy Pave and Seal to seal the tennis courts beginning of June. We neglected to designate where that money was coming from, so I'd entertain a motion to call for that money, $15,850 to be taken from the In lieu of Parks Capital Fund. Entertain a motion to that effect?
Claude,
Yes.
actually, Greg did submit a memo on June 9th that we had on our board meeting, increasing park repairs from the appropriated fund balance. So do we need to correct that?
He wanted me to do it again tonight, just so it's clear in the minutes. So it's not buried in one of those things like he always, the memo he
But
does.
the in lieu of parks fund is different than the fund.
That's what I'm saying.
It's different than the fund balance.
So do we need to,
Yeah, we need to do this, what I just said,
okay.
okay? We had somebody make a motion, was there a second?
It was Mary Francis, I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And number 7 is approval of Superior Waste Trash Hauler License. Entertain a motion to that effect?
Moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Counselor Committee Reports and Comments, MF.
I have received the approvals from condos 2 and 3 for the wiring for not only the individual homes, but for the apartment-style wiring. And we expect to have FiOS send us those agreements that the property owners have to sign off on. It basically gives them the easement right to go onto those properties. So that finally is hopefully coming to an end within the next month or so. That process has taken probably 2.5 years at least to get done. And then we also have received the FiOS franchise renewal agreement, and we're trying to coordinate the meeting for reviewing that with the 3 municipalities. So we're working to get some dates on that. And that's it.
Okay, Darcy.
Nothing.
Wendy.
I have a Canton Woods Senior Center meeting tomorrow at 7:45, and I'm joyfully attending.
Good. Glad to hear it. Ron? Okay. Highway Superintendent? Nothing. Okay, I have a couple things. I have been asked to let the public know that PAC-B is looking for videographers. So anyone interested in that, they can contact the PAC-B office down on Mechanic Street, and maybe you can get signed up to take videos like Jordan does for us here every week at various events around the community. Other thing I have is we've been notified by Ags and Markets that Horrigan Family Dairy Farm is going to be receiving a grant for purchase of development rights to permanently protect the viable agricultural lands associated with their dairy farm. They've been selected. They'll share in $135 million. Do you know, Darcy, have you heard anything about that down at the ledge? I've got a amount on here, is awarded New York Agricultural Land Trust the sum of $1,917,344, but that's for the whole state, I believe. So they'll, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to look into it.
Yeah, I can't imagine that Horrigan alone is gonna get, 1.9 million. So, I mean, he's got a lot of land, but.
Right.
It's, so you'll probably share in that amount.
Contact at NIALT and
Okay.
confirm that.
But it is a local farmer here, and we're glad to hear that he's been awarded that to help preserve the farmland. That's all I have. Citizens' comments. Anyone wishing to address the board? Seeing none. Jason? Nadine? Okay. Entertain a motion to adjourn to August 18th at 7 p.m.
Moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Darcy, can I